Okay, welcome back. I'm Larry, this is Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm a Chupacabra, I eat sheep and goats and stuff. You're up to date. Last time when we left off, I shot a Deathbringer that was completely functional to death. I remembered that gravity is really an awful, awful thing that should never have been created and killed me. And yeah, that's basically it. We're gonna read more secrets today, I hope. So what do we got here? Biosphere degradation. Chief findings. Despite increased tactical proficiency of elite and civilian guard units and many hard-won engagements in the Central European, Antarctic, and Pacific Reach theaters, the Pharaoh Plague rate of advance has not slowed, nor has its biomass consumption rate. Damage to the biosphere has already exceeded 2038 levels by every measure and grows worse by the day. Extinction timeline projections remain unchanged, with OAC predicted for mid-November 2065. Annihilation of exposed human populations in February 2066. Extinction of microbiotic land organisms by the end of March 2066. An extinction of marine life in early 2068. Boy, that's charming. These robots really get around to maul everything, don't they? Continued secrecy Project Zero Dawn. The utter silence regarding its mechanisms of action and completion date make it impossible to predict Zero Dawn's impact or lack of impact on the extinction timeline. Atmospheric collapse. Atmospheric oxygen depletion and toxic emissions remain the greatest environmental threat to operation. Enduring victory, as well as the wider civilian population and animal life. Operational atmospheric collapse is currently predicted for mid-November 2065, after which military personnel will require rebreathing apparatuses to operate in the open. Civilians will only be able to survive inside of sealed structures. The requirements for air scrubbing and recycling facilities is addressed in Addendum A linked to this report. So basically, the robots are screwing up everything as the apocalypse was happening. So that's, you know, what it was. I wonder how all of these timelines sync up with that guy who was going through, like, his apocalyptic tour of the United States, going from place to place, checking stuff out while he was waiting to die. Boy, that's a really depressing thing, too. So let's see. Did we touch this yet? The holographic projector?
Thank you, Dr. Sobek. You can take a seat. What? You're going to thank her after what she just said? Dr. Sobek has made the situation very clear, General, and given us an option. We should all be thanking her. No, it's just... I mean, my God.
Maybe take this discussion offline.
There's not going to be any discussion. You saw the numbers. Now, Pharaoh, he'll foot the bill, but his money can't buy the time necessary to complete Zero Dawn. That can only be paid for in blood.
Oh, come on. If we upgrade our fleet, crack the code somehow...
Were you not listening? Robots can't do the fighting for you this time. When it comes to hacking, this rogue swarm is an apex predator. Anything automated you throw at it, they will hijack and take over.
But this, we'd be throwing civilians into a meat grinder.
Commanders, the enemy we're facing self-replicates faster than we can kill it. And it eats biomass as fuel. Zero Dawn is all we've got.
So we put a railgun in the hand of every civilian strong enough to carry one, show them where the trigger is, and point them to the front? How the hell do we sell that?
By giving them something to fight for. Zero Dawn. The top secret super weapons program that will save us. So long as humanity holds off the swarm long enough for Dr. Sobek and her team to finish it. The file I'm sending contains the war plan for Operation Enduring Victory.
War plan? This is a war crime.
It may be ugly, but it's something. Consider the alternative. Dr. Sobek, I've secured use of a decommissioned orbital launch base outside Bryce, Utah as the Zero Dawn staging area. Plenty of space there. When can you get started?
I've already mailed you a list of alpha and beta candidates. Most are foreign nationals or subjects of corporate holdings, so extracting them...
Leave that to me. You'll get your dream team. Count on it.
Then I'll be off.
Alright, so this was all a last-ditch effort to get everything running.
Orbital launch base.
So basically, they lied to the civilians like I guessed that they did. And then they convinced random people to fight to stop the robots, to buy them enough time to stop this plague. The Fora plague. Well, that's grim. I mean, it doesn't really matter because it's already happened, but at the same time, you know? Not exactly the most charming revelation that you could have. I don't know, I would guess that in a general rule of thumb is make sure that robots can't just produce their own fuel source. Then you don't have to worry about them rebelling and all that nonsense. Uh-oh. Cutscene. I don't know about this.
Glad to be rid of that place. Now I just need to find the orbital launch base they talked about.
I've checked my data and located the base. That's the good news.
And the bad?
It's directly underneath the Citadel. The palace at Sunfall.
The capital of the Shadow Carja. Not exactly convenient.
The palace is crawling with Eclipse agents. Many in positions of authority, all of them wearing focuses. The moment they see you, Hades will too. He'll issue another kill order, and this time, the entire Shadow Carja military will be after you.
So, disable their focuses. You've done it before.
It's not that simple. Too many focuses in one place, each of them communicating with each other and back to Hades, a whole network of them.
Network? What's that?
Imagine a vast, invisible web stretched across the land from end to end, connecting focuses together, allowing them to communicate over vast distances instantaneously.
All right, so is there some way to cut the web down?
Crash the network. Audacious. Yes, there is a way. A weak point in the network.
Point the way.
I'll send the location data to your focus. Head there, and I'll be in touch when you're close with more directions.
What was Zero Dawn? What sort of super weapon did Elizabeth make? She stopped the machines. Not before the world she knew. Her civilization ended. Let's hope it won't come to that again.
So here's the thing. I am now officially curious about a couple aspects of the story to this particular game. One of which is... First off, where does that road go? Is that to the new area that I don't have access to because I don't have the DLC? Possibly. So, clearly humans still exist. Clearly the end times were upon us. I really, really doubt that they had any way that suddenly, miraculously, caused the robots to stop functioning. I'm thinking that they pulled a Halo, like I said before, and that they killed everything and stopped the machines that way by destroying their only remaining fuel source. That would probably, or that would happen. Thanks, game. I'm glad you and I have an understanding. But, yeah, I mean, clearly they basically just destroyed the environment, waited for the machines to go to sleep, biding their time in, like, a hidden bunker somewhere, and then they must have had some system in place to start those automatic robotics fabrication factories that set off those robots that were going to restore the environment.
Look out below!
So that means that they intentionally killed the humans and then cloned or produced fresh ones in some facility I'm not familiar with. So either in the heart of the Nora lands, back down here in the Mother's Embrace, in Mother's Watch. Either up in here, they had an automated facility that was designed to spit out humans, or they just had humans on ice waiting to be let out into the world. But that doesn't explain why we're all so stupid. Because clearly we think that, like, all these robots are gods and stuff, and that doesn't really mesh well with basically anything, so I don't know. So those are some upcoming questions that we have. I think we're gonna do this. I'm gonna go over here, we're gonna go get this tall neck, and we're gonna see what we can't figure out about the environment. And then I'll decide what quest I want to do from there. Okay, so now that we're here, I'll go ahead and quick save. And we now officially have a couple options of how to be a nuisance. So obviously I want to go check out that tall neck and get the lay of the land, but first, there is a giant douchebag bird with my name on it, and I'm gonna go ahead and shoot his ass. So that means I need to figure something out, and I think the first thing is I need to go ahead and hack some robots that will eventually help me to kill that thing. So I'm gonna start with these things. Now I haven't fought these things before. These are like these obnoxious tramplers, but I think I can actually override them, and I can use them to kill that giant bird. So that's step one. Step two is, can I ride you first off? I feel like riding you should be an option. But the second part is, I'm gonna start shooting this bird. Because that bird needs to get his right now. Come on, bird boy. Pay attention to me. I'm important in my own mind, okay? Let's do this thing, you butthole. I guess the other question is if there's any guards nearby, because when I did this before, I did that. You know, let's get some fire out. You seem like a guy that likes fire, right? Haha, you can't get me. I'm hiding back here behind this light sconce. And that is not stopping anything that you are doing. Holy shit. Okay, never mind. This may have been a mistake. Oh, come on. Okay, never mind. I've changed my mind. We're not doing this. We're not doing this anymore. All bets are off. I have pooped in the pool. Everyone out of the water. This is not a drill. We're done. We're done with the everything about what's happening right now. Okay, that was the choice that I made. That was probably not a great one. We'll go ahead and pretend like none of that just happened and carry on by reloading the game. So anyway, we got a couple of options here. Eventually, I'm gonna go shoot down one of them storm birds. Because they're big, scary, and they need to get shot. Until then, let's go find out where we go to get to this tall neck. Which is way off in bumfuck nowheresville. And then from there, who knows? You know, I wonder if the natives are going to be really weirded out by the fact that I ride robots. 'Cause so far, I've pretty much ignored how people feel about my powers, and it's become readily apparent through our interactions with random people that is seen as like some mystical level shenanigans that they just really don't understand at all. Because in this game, robots are basically considered on the same level as animals. And that in turn leads people to believe that there's something otherworldly about them that they don't necessarily understand. Which I get. I mean, robots, especially these advanced robots, are capable of doing a lot of astounding things. They come from nowhere. They obviously don't reproduce like people or animals do by, you know, having sex or something else like that. So it makes sense that there's something bizarre about them as a thing. Now, the thing that I think about is, does that lead to like an archaic, primitive religious connotation or potentially something else? It seems like the religious factor is more prevalent in this game than just about anything else, but who knows? So here's what I'm wondering. So the storyline of this game goes that something happened, there was an apocalypse, and now we've gotten to today. So that means either that we had some human beings on ice that we were able to recover so that we could do stuff with them later, or we were actually using genetic samples taken from the population before all hell broke loose, and then we were able to use that stuff to clone human beings in a facility. So you would think if you wanted to maintain a certain level of civilization, that you would have a library of knowledge somewhere that would allow you to basically restart the human race. So either that was just not enough time to create that, or I am able to discover this ancient library of good stuff so that we could use it later. So that means there's probably like an archive of human knowledge, all of human existence that we can use. And maybe that's why the only animals that we have in the environment right now are things like basic rabbits, pigs, and foxes, as opposed to things like dolphins, deer, horses, bears, like basically anything that you would expect to see. We just don't have it right now because maybe there's like a library of knowledge that human beings have to evolve again in order to acquire. Either that, or maybe one of the people from the military nuked it, thinking that we would just get back to square one, and humans would unleash a robotic apocalypse that would not be recoverable from. Oh, this is a giant quarry full of people, isn't it? Oh, that's not good.
I need to find a way up to the TALLNECKS head.
Alright, so this TALLNECK is being guarded by a bunch of cultists. Go figure. Okay, everything, all bets are off already. Oops, I guess. That's all I can really say. How about we do this? Let's back off for a second, and let's go ahead and redo this area, because I don't really feel like fighting through all of those cultists instantaneously, like I might have had to do like 2 seconds ago.
Can breathe again.
Okay, so this means that the cultists have reset, I think. So I think we're more or less safe. Let's go ahead and sneak back in here. And let's go ahead and scan ahead of me. Because I'll be honest, I really didn't expect anything to be going on around the major robotic animal that is responsible for reporting in on all of the activities of the surrounding creatures. So let's see, I'm looking for this guy who's chilling out over here. And he's the guy who's going to alert everybody that I exist. So that takes care of those two boys. And here comes the last guy that I shot before, who is a giant thorn in my backside. So now we can just go ahead and find everybody else and kill them. Oh, was that a corruptor? I didn't even see that. Okay, hold on. This might be going a little bit further south than I intended originally. So we have a corruptor and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other random people that need an arrow to the head. Alright, fair enough. I can accept those odds. Let's see what I can do with that, shall we? You know, I could potentially just sneak past all these buttholes and just try to get onto the tall neck without really worrying about anybody, and I think I might just go ahead and do that. Because all of a sudden, I am apparently inept at climbing up this rock wall. Who would have guessed? So that's that guy dead. Who else is around here? There's 2 people upstairs. And there's a couple of people downstairs. So I'll just kill you and take care of this problem right off the bat. Okay, I call bullshit. An arrow to the head, unless you're wearing like a reinforced armor headpiece, should be an instantaneous kill. Like there's no way in any way, shape, or form in any dimension that is not kill your stupid ass. So anyway, let's go ahead and kill everybody so that I can just get done what I wanted to get done in the first place. Okay, never mind. Maybe we just need to get out of Dodge real quick. Because this is going south very quickly. If you want to go ahead and run Aloy, that would be really great, considering there's a giant death robot that really wants to kill us. Just in case you were curious whether or not this was a life or death situation. It really is. And you're the only one whose life is on the line. So let's go ahead and run away for a little bit and see if we can't find some additional healing so we can go back and try that again. Alright, so apparently this area is one of those weird ones. So there's a bunch of cultists guarding this tall neck, and I guess they want to either corrupt it or what. I don't know that this tall neck particularly cares. These are probably the most armored, heavily armored at that, units in the entire game, so they're probably wasting their time. But I'm annoyed enough at this entire encampment that I'm going to go ahead and murder every single one of them and get at this Tallneck before this evening is out. So the thing that bugs me about this place is because I didn't clear it all in one go. Pretty much everything in here reset in the matter of about 10 seconds, which is really bullshit if you ask me. This area should only reset in like a bajillion years for stuff to actually bother to respawn. Because, like, people aren't just gonna magically appear. And if there's anything that's going to kill my immersion in this game, it's when enemies just magically reappear out of the ether when they have no business doing so in about less than a minute. So there you have it. I like how I'm still literally watching arrows pass through hitboxes and not kill anyone as well. So there's a couple pieces of criticism for this game. If you're gonna go ahead and try to aim for a very immersive game, if I watch an animation go through a hitbox, that person is dead. End of discussion. So anyway, how many people are even left alive in here? Not a ton. Let's go ahead and murder them. No to me anything, buddy boy. I'm going to be ending all of you, and then getting that Tallneck and getting the heck out of here. Yeah, Mr. Fancy Boy? You know, I hate to break it to you, but I brought plenty of potions with me. So I'm just going to nail you in the butt repeatedly. Where do you think you're going, Mr. I have a giant machine gun? Turns out that doesn't matter when I have a giant knife. So where's all your friends at? I want to say hi to them. There we go, that takes care of you. Oh no, you're going next, butthole. Your entire group of people, everyone you've ever known, who thought that ending the world and destroying every piece of life on Earth needs to go together. So anyway, who else wants a piece of me while I'm still in the vicinity? Since I'm doing a 2-for-1 special on dead brains. Here we go, one for you. That should have been one for you. Let's try that again. Alright, then I think all that's left is you, Bucky boy. Oh, okay, I was wrong. There's like one dude on the other side of Narnia who really has an opinion about me. Apparently, no matter how many times I shoot at you, directly in the head, the game has opinions about my ability to do so. So since the game has decided that I'm not going to be able to hit you in the face the good old-fashioned way, let's go ahead and climb up here at my leisure, and I'm gonna just stab you in the face. Since apparently the game doesn't have an opinion about that part in particular. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and not kill, but have a nice word with this lovely tall-necked giraffe so I can finally, and I mean finally, scan this entire region. That would be just spectacular. Alright, well, now with that out of the way, since apparently I can't snipe with this bow to save my life, let's go ahead and have a nice little conversation with this tall neck, shall we? Alright, so now that every one of these obnoxious cultists is dead, let's go ahead and climb up top here and see if we can't take control of the data for this tall neck so I can figure out what's going on in the vicinity of this area. So I think I need to hop off of this particular ledge onto one of those grab bars, and that should be enough to get on top of this critter. These things, of course, are one of the most heavily armored creatures in the game, so it's a little hit or miss whether or not any of that's gonna work. So, tall necks, if you don't remember, as I kind of was thinking about it, they're critters that are heavily armored, and their job is to coordinate with all the other robots in the vicinity so that they can survive and do their individual jobs as best they can. They're kind of like a giant cellular dish, like from AT&T or something. They scan the vicinity and they relay that information to all the other robots. We, of course, can use that information in order to get a map reading of the vicinity, which I think is actually pretty cool. It's kind of like if you were playing Assassin's Creed, it's kind of like going up to one of those bird's eye view areas, getting the lay of the land, and then leaving by jumping into a cart full of hay. Although I can assure you, if you drop from that height into a cart full of hay, it would probably just kill you, as opposed to doing anything else meaningful. So where do we want to work from here? This has actually given us revealed a pretty large region of space, where there's actually like a settlement up here with some type of point of interest. Somewhere up in here, there's actually a ruin that I need to check out that is actually supposed to be full of a significant amount of goodies, including another power cell. And then, you know what, let's just go ahead and do something simplistic. Let's try to work towards going to that tall neck as well. Alright, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and round out our tall neck palooza today by going ahead and chatting with this tall neck over here at the Rust Wash area. And this one is mostly guarded by a group of Ravagers, which I would just as soon not really mess with. Provided, of course, that all of these robots didn't have the eyesight of Superman with all of his kooky X-ray vision goodness. So there you have it. So how can I best go get at this tallneck without dying? That is probably going to be the critical information here. Between these bellowbacks and all of these watchers. We'll just have to go ahead and plan this out ahead of time. Well away from all of the threats to my physical being. So it looks like there's probably a way up this incline over here. And from there, who knows? What is this thing? This thing is... That's just a watcher, so that means he can just die. No, you don't get to do anything, sir. That is not a thing you're gonna do. Ow? Could you not? For real. Or everyone could just get involved because that's just what everyone around here does. Alright, that's fine. I can just avoid everything and hop up on top of this mesa, I guess. Or not, because Aloy's like, nah man, it's not glowing yellow. I can't hop up onto there. Okay, so now we're up here, I can hop onto this thing and force my way up here, where I can kill this guy.
I should be able to jump onto the tallneck from here.
You know what? Just because I don't like you that much, I'm gonna override you while I hop onto this tallneck. Since you're just a rude dude. You can just do whatever, man. I am not even that concerned, really. So where the heck did that tallneck get to? That boy has a really long patrol path, doesn't he? Alright. Well, in that case, I can just kill this watcher. Since you're not useful anymore.
Good find.
And then we'll just chill out and wait for this tallneck, eh? Okay, here we go. It's now or never. All right, we got it. That's good.
Now to climb up to its head.
All right. The thing that would really bug me in this game, or would almost be kind of funny, is if I tried to jump up onto this tallneck, and instead of actually succeeding on any of that, just kind of whiffed and fell off entirely. That would actually be a little bit funny. Like, I fight my way through all of those different creatures just to eat it and fall off and immediately die. That would almost be kind of insulting, but it's fine. Let's just hop up onto here and get this last scan. And that's where I'll probably call it quits for tonight. So we'll just give this whole thing a little bit of a hack. And we'll be good to go. There we go. Presto changeo. Bingo bango. Alright, now let's get out of here, because this thing is probably going to explode soon. Then again, is there really even a threat to an EMP hitting a person? Like, I don't think that would really make much of a difference, if I'm honest. Like, we're people, we're not a robot, it's cool. None of that would really bother us in particular. But knowing this game, it would probably be like, you took 1 second too long getting off the Tallneck, so we're just gonna randomly kill you for no particular reason.
That hurt. You hear that? Could be worse. Gonna make you pay for that. Only a little blood.
So anyway, that's where I'll leave off for tonight. I will catch you guys and gals later. Don't be afraid to like and subscribe, because I hope that you guys and gals at home have been enjoying this series so far. And I will catch you next time. Bye, everybody. And have a lovely afternoon, morning, or pan-dimensional adventure. Bye, everybody, and have a good one.